Hello everybody. I hope everyone is ready for the special session with Kartika. So I'm just going to give it a minute and wait for Kartika to come online. Hello Banjara Diaries. Hello MBB, SMD. Hello James, Vandana. Hello everybody. Welcome. Hello. Just waiting for Kartika to join. I hope everybody is doing well wherever you are. You can say hello in the comments if you want to. Vandana, you were thinking about me. Why were you thinking about me? Hello everybody. Hello Ashit. Hello Anchal. Hello Deena. Hello Vibha. Hello Naina. Law of attraction. That's sweet. Thanks, James. Hello, Anchal. Okay, the thing is, Instagram works on the telephone, so I don't know what's going to happen if I have to call Kartika. That's going to be interesting. I did check with her just half an hour ago, and she was all ready to go. So let's give her another couple of minutes. Hi, Shikha. And see if she sends in a request to join in, and then we can go live with her. So I'm trying to call her through my laptop and see if that works.
Hello.
Hey Kartika, I'm waiting for you on Insta. There are 11 people already.
But I can't see you live.
I am live. They've already joined me. Why don't you go to my page and click on my photo, and then you'll be able to see me live? I'll wait.
I did that also. I did that also. Wait. I'll just do it. Try to do it again.
There are 12 people on the live. They're waving to me. They are chatting with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you send me a request? I just can't see you online. I don't know. I messaged you at 7:58.
Invite
Wait.
to join. Okay, Kartika. What's your handle? I forgot. Love.
Expand.love.
Expand.love. It's not
Okay.
recognizing Kartika.
See, I joined. Said request to join. Okay.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I'm sure you could hear her. So let's give it a moment. Let me know when you are ready. There we
Thank
go.
you.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Hello.
I'm so good.
How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for waiting, everyone. Thank you, Nandini. Finally, I connect with you. So grateful.
I know. We have a story, Kartika and I. We have been in the same town twice and
I
missed
know.
meeting each other.
I know.
Because of one
Yes.
reason or the other. In Kodaikanal, it was the
Yes.
rain that delayed us. And in Auroville,
Yes.
we just didn't know
Yes.
that we were there at the
Yes.
same
And
time.
yeah, go ahead.
So
I'll just say
no, you go
it's
ahead.
very nice to see you, and you look great. And I'm very, very happy to connect with you today. And I really hope to see you in person as well. But go ahead now. Yeah, I would like.
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully soon. So we've actually never met, but we've known each
Yes.
other for a few months. And, as I said, missing each other. So Kartika has a very inspiring journey. I've heard her story and I'd like her to share it with you today. She's raw vegan for the last 3.5 years and primarily fruitarian, mostly on fruit. She has her own fruit forest in Kodaikanal, and she lives off grid and practices a type of farming called permaculture, which is a completely natural farming inspired by the forest. And she has been vegan for nearly 8 years. And she is also a transformation coach. She helps people with whatever their goals are for their own transformation, for their inner journey, for their health, and so on. And she's the founder of Expand Love, which is also a handle, and the Gaia community, which is a community, correct me if I'm wrong, of off-gridders in Kodaikanal, people who live off-grid, who you'll have to tell us a little bit about what is off-grid living, because not everybody may be familiar with that. But what is also very interesting is that she's a barefooter, meaning she doesn't wear shoes. And that's for the past 2.5 years. So I want to know all about it. And I want to learn what are the benefits that you have observed yourself, and what your experience has been. And I'm sure all the listeners here are very curious as well. So let's just start with if you can tell us a little bit about your journey, how you came onto each of those lifestyles. You can talk to that, or I can ask you one by one. So right now, just tell us a little bit about what is your alternative lifestyle, what all do you do, so people are familiar with who you are.
Wow, thank you for such a great introduction. I feel very honored and loved. So thank you for sharing your platform as well. And once again, thank you each one of you who are there. You are the ones who make it happen for us. And I'm so grateful that there is a community of people who are looking for, health and natural living. So thank you to each one of you. And coming back to my journey, I think my journey is inspired from one truth that I really follow, which is being able to align ourselves with our true potentiality. So meaning true self, who we are, this being that lives in each one of us. So I think everything that I do in my life, from barefooting to exploring the natural lifestyle, to my food, to having a community, is just to align myself and remind and be in sync with that energy, whatever you call it. So beginning from the Gaia community, because our communities are such a beautiful aspect of our life. It's not an off the grid community, but it's a decentralized community which is all over the world, and it's everyone who is a part of it has come together to basically give some value to planet Earth or human consciousness in whichever way they can. So it's a very organic community. It's not space bound, but it's more from it's like connection of brains or connection of hearts and connection of people all over the world. So, for example, if Nandini came to Palani Hills, she could stay with my friend and experience, her journey over there. And then there are lots of farms that we have in Palani Hills, but we are all over the world. So when I was traveling in Europe, I was always with a friend. I was always with the family. I didn't have to go to a hostel to stay. So this is the crux of our community, that I am one of the founders, or everyone is a founder, it's like that's the spirit that we follow. And with my raw vegan lifestyle, so I think Nandini, would you like me to question one by one, step by step?
Yeah, absolutely. So my first question was about that. What inspired you to go raw vegan and primarily fruitarian? Tell us a little bit about that. What led you to do that, and at such a young age?
So I think the journey chooses you, and we realize that this is our journey when we encounter our chaos, our problems, our shadows, something's not feeling right. So when around 5 years before, I was going through a very hard mental turmoil. I had lots of anxiety, I had depression, and I was just like distraught completely. I was almost at the brink of losing my mind, is what I felt, at least at that time. And that inspired me to into the journey of self love. So this was inspired by Louise Hay, and I came across her book called You Can Heal Your Life, and I followed through everything because I wanted relief. And in the same journey, as I started learning how to transform my mind, reprogram my mind, I realized that it's very important for me to take care of my body as well, because I was not feeling so good in my body. And I was in Vietnam, and I was, constantly experiencing how we are creating our reality with our thoughts. And I was living alone over there. And I was scared. What if one day I fall sick, and I'm alone here? And that is what happened. And well, every problem brings something very beautiful in our life. Every problem has a blessing. So this problem was in 2019. It was Christmas, and I was in my hospital bed, and the doctor in Vietnam, I don't know if he was trying to make money, but he told me basically I would not go to next year. And it's possible. He said that you might just, not pass on. And it was an infection that had spread in my body. And that day I had woken up in my room, and I could not even hold a glass because my chest was hurting and my body was so weak. And I was fine one day before. It was like from one day to another. So it was just toxins in my system. My body was so toxic because of the unhealthy vegan food that I was eating, the mental states I was in, as well as the pollution in the space, and all the stress, that I am not having a community. So yeah, I was surprisingly very calm, and I called my friend, my best friend from India, and I was like, I don't think I can call my parents; they will really freak out. And then I called my friend, and he said, fasting really helps, and you just calm down, everything's gonna be okay. And he just told me about how I have so much control over my body by changing my food as well as fasting. And he told me to put on all these tapes that I was already listening to. So I just got in a good vibration, and I just changed my food a little bit, did some breath work, and I was out of the hospital in 3 days. And in 3 weeks, I healed almost like all the problems that I had, because I was fasting, I changed my food. And this friend had connected me to another friend of mine who was a raw vegan. And then, he just told me so much about water fasting, about juice fasting, about raw vegan food. And this is when the whole transformation happened, because I saw such a huge change in my body because of fasting. And then I did a juice fast for 60 days, and I just became a raw vegan. And the initial journey was tough. Of course, there were so many cravings. I would eat like cooked food and everything. But now, like, cooked food doesn't feel like food for me at all. It's not food, And when I became a fruitarian, I also saw a huge change in myself. It was the same time when I left salt as well. And right now, I do eat like greens and veggies. I wouldn't say so much. Sometimes I eat greens, but overall, if you still see, like 98 to 99%, I eat fruits. And I'm traveling. I am right now in Auroville. So, I eat like sometimes I would taste coconut or something. I would like to experiment. I don't think we should be restrictive in life, because I think the most important thing is to have that vibration, that joy, and that love in our life, and then food is just a tool. And also, I want to say that this has really, really, really helped me in my spiritual as well as mental journey. Like the clarity that I have is immense, and the focus and everything has changed because of changing my food. Yes.
Wow, that's such an impressive journey, and it's so inspiring. And I'm going to break it down bit by bit and ask you specifically, what benefits did you observe after
Wow.
going
Yeah.
raw vegan? Before you went fruitarian, I want to know what are the benefits you observed when you were in Vietnam and you did fasting and juicing and went raw
Yeah.
vegan. What were the
So,
benefits?
from the very beginning, first of all, my skin was never clear. I had lots of like, because, it's the energy that we put in ourselves. I was always telling myself, oh, I need to be more beautiful and all of that stuff. And it's interesting how your thoughts also change as you change your food. And my skin now is super clear. I don't want to praise myself, but like it definitely has transformed so much. My hair is much more shinier and beautiful. Uh, and in all humbleness, I share, this body that has been given the form that I've taken. But like in the beginning, only I saw, first of all, I healed my skin problems. I had something called contagium molluscum, which is like a spot that comes on the skin and it doesn't go for months. And I was so like, I was a kid and I was just like stressed with all these skin problems that I had. I wanted to just be beautiful and clear. And it was not going away. And when I did the juice fast, which was very much in the beginning of my raw vegan journey, in 7 days, I think it was on the fifth day, it was gone. And I was like, wow, yeah, something that I
Wow.
was so like stressed out, like suffering in my mind and body for like 8 months was gone in like 7 days. And I had PCOD, which is healed in the process. My skin has cleared it. I had lots of gums inflammation, and my gums were always bleeding. There was pain, teeth pain. Well, I feel my mouth is so fresh now. Always, of course, it changes with what I eat. Like I have different kinds of, processes that are going on in the body that also reflect in my mouth. But yeah, my teeth is healthier than before, and it's still in the process of healing because, of course, if you abuse your body for 20, whatever, 8 years or something, and then it takes time for the whole system to set up. But I feel super healthy. My energy levels are really good, and my mental health is really, really transformed because of changing my food infinitely a lot. Like that is, I think, the thing, the way I feel was always the guide for me. Like in the journey there will be detoxification and all the whole world will be telling you something else, but the way you feel, there's something inside you that tells you that this is the path for you, and that's what I followed, and I it's been very rewarding. Yes.
Absolutely. I feel the same. I have been on this high fruit, mostly raw vegan kind of path since November 2020. And recently I did 7 months completely raw, like 100% raw and low fat, like no nuts whatsoever. And then I did 2 months on only fruit, just fruit and nothing else, and one fruit at a time, mono fruit. And that was an experiment. And I've been talking about it and posting about it. And I mean, the changes are just remarkable. And I also experienced many physical changes, which I've been sharing with my followers. But more importantly, what you mentioned about the internal changes, very few people speak about them a lot because
Yeah.
it's hard to describe. The peace that you feel, the oneness that you feel, the, the knowing that this is all is well, and this is the right way, this is nature's way, and you feel just so comfortable and aligned and embodied and valuable and everything that you've been missing earlier. It's really indescribable, the mental benefits, the spiritual benefits of actually eating what we know is a species
Yes.
specific diet. And I just don't understand how we have come so far from it. You know, not just today, but from millennia, we have been cooking our food, and we have been hearing about this food being better for you and that food, and how much I suffered and how much I was looking for this knowledge and information. And then when I finally, had the courage to adopt it and practice it and give myself a challenge to go on raw and high fruit how much
Yes.
beauty, for lack of a word, how much beauty and poetry, I felt with this diet. It's just hard to describe, which is why I'm talking
No.
about beauty and poetry, because you can see that I'm struggling for the right word of how good you feel when you come in alignment with how you're supposed to live, how you're supposed to feel. Everything just starts falling
Oh
into
my God.
place.
Oh, how good you make me feel when you say that. It's like, it's like heart opens up, the poetry there. It's such a beautiful way. I can see that radiance in you, how you look. It's like you've become like 10 years younger in like last 9 months, right? Yeah.
I know, I feel it. I feel it. My skin is clearer, my hair is better, even though I'm not doing fruit 100% right now. But I have been off salt for the past, I think it's nearly 3 months now. And even now, like I did months on all fruit, and even now, I am 95% fruit because
Exactly.
I just feel best on it.
Exactly.
And I'm just observing that 5% of cravings and all that is left. I'm just observing it very gently and very lightly, because I know that if I just make myself fully aware and I open my heart fully, it's just going to drop off, so that I don't no
Yeah.
longer have to fight with it. But the challenges are also important because they open a gateway. They allow your body to experience, and for your visceral
Yeah.
experience to inform your mind. So from the physical to the physiological and to the mental, of how
Wow.
it's supposed to be. And after that, if the cravings were hijacking my mind, I'm always honest with my followers and with everybody, my clients. And the cravings was simply hijacking my mind. I had like 8 or 10 things that I wrote down that I wanted to eat. But initially I went a little overboard, and I was eating a little cooked veg or something every
Yeah.
day, and I got the backlash. My inflammation came back, my pain came back, my eyesight became worse again. It had become a lot better, and I knew that this is not the right way. So now I am probably eating one something cooked. I don't know when I ate last, like every three
Yeah.
or 4 days. And I'm going super slow with my cravings. It's probably going to take me a month to fulfill 10 cravings, because I need that time to recover
Yeah.
and come back to my center. And slowly, my mind and my cravings and
Yeah.
everything is getting the message. Slowly
Wow.
but surely, it's seeping in. So
Yeah.
everybody has their way. Somebody just does one blast and they do it and it's all done. And other people may struggle for years. And my way is to just do some of these challenges. And even now, I just finished a 3-day fruit only challenge with my group. Then I did
Wow.
Ekadashi, one whole day on fruit. And in any case, I eat fruit till 4, 5 p.m. when I either have a little salad, or every once in a while, as I mentioned, every 3, 4, 5 days, I might have a little soup or something, or vegetables or something. So that's my way. And slowly, I think my mind is catching up that this indeed is the right path. And even today, as I was sitting down to my salad, which I had prepared, a part of me was saying it would be okay if I had fruit right now. And that was so lovely, because in the past I was like, oh, when am I going to eat that salad? When I want to eat something, savory. And by savory, I don't mean salt, because I'm not adding salt anymore, but maybe a few drops of lemon or something like that. But today it was like, it would be okay if I had fruit as well. So I was quite happy, because slowly I'm just being gentle with myself. And every one of you who struggles with cooked food cravings, I would just say, keep trying, never give up, but be gentle with yourself. Because this is such a deep, deep conditioning. It has been there for millennia. All our forefathers were eating cooked food. So, it's like in
DNA.
our cellular memory, if you will, in our DNA memory, if you will. So just be gentle with yourself, keep working at it, keep doing these mini challenges to experience how your body feel, keep observing, keep up your self-awareness, and you will get there. And even if you're not even vegan, for example, That's okay. Do the same thing. Do the challenges to whatever the next level that you want to get to. It could be simply quitting processed food or junk food.
Yeah.
That's fine too. You know, just do these small little challenges. Just one day, I'll eat clean. Whatever the definition of clean is for you, for your next step, and observe the body. See how it feels. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel brighter? Do you have more energy? Do you have less stiffness? How do you feel? And if you just connect with your body and stay connected with how you feel, your body will get you there. Because you, Kartika, we are the same species. And that code that is there in us is in you. All you have to do is pay attention, and you will get there. Wow. And my next question to Kartika is, so what you said, you already shared with us what changes you observed by going raw vegan. And I want to know what changes you observed by going fruitarian and no salt.
I would say, first of all, I want to clap for your beautiful, inspiring speech, and it touches my heart. And I really appreciated how you care about everyone who's listening, because we are here for these guys who are listening, and they keep us here, you know. So it's because of their love that we are talking here with each other and sharing this. So thank you. I also feel very inspired because you, like, you know, it's so nice to basically validate your experience by a fellow being. So thank you so much for sharing. It inspires me as well, your whole journey and the transformation that you have gone through. So you were asking that how is it there's a difference between raw vegan and being fruitarian. So
what benefit did you observe after being raw vegan, and then you went to fruitarian and you quit salt? So you know, help us understand what were the benefits that you noticed beyond going raw vegan to fruitarian and no
I think salt is very addictive, and there is this element that it's very indescribable, but you can feel it, that it just imbalances your body with stimulation, you know. It just stimulates it. There's the softness of the body kind of feeling that goes away. So once in a while, if people eat it, I think that's okay, but it's just so addictive. The amounts that we eat, it's not good for the body. And animals do eat it, but it's like in few months, they will go lick a little bit. And we are eating so much. So when it was a huge shift in my body, I remember when I left salt, my whole face like just dipped down for a little bit, because the body was like, just like, okay, it's time to detox, all of this stuff, you know, that was there. All the water retention was gone. And I was like, oh my God, I look really strange, you know. But then there's like, I'm so supported by like the forces, higher forces, you could say. This is like went through, you know. It's like, okay, this is the right path. I have to follow through. And like all the situations around also like just helped me through it. But like just eating fruit and being salt free, there was this softness that came in my skin, like which was not there before. It's like now it's more like baby like. Before it was just cleared up, but now it's like baby like. And also in the hair, the way I look, no one okay, this is like self-appreciation, and I feel I don't want to blow my own trumpets, but I'm the 32 years old, but I usually people will tell me, oh, are you 24, 26? It's because, you know, the energy has changed and the skin has changed. And my mother, she always, I used to go home and she'd be like, oh, Kartika, your hair is going rough, your skin is this and that. And when I became a fruitarian, first time I went home and she's like, oh my God, you look so beautiful, Kartika. You have changed. Yeah. So there is this like transformation at cellular level that has happened just with the fruit. And I was for months and months, like I was only eating fruits, maybe I think 1 year I only ate fruit. And then when I started traveling in Auroville, then actually, no, after 1 year, I was like, I want to taste some cooked food. I moved in like the community and I tasted some cooked food and I was like, oh my God, I feel foggy. I don't feel the best and I don't want to do it. So very much like you said, it's not like labels that we have to put. It's about freedom of choice. It's about love. It's about loving our shadows. It's about going through the transformation and supporting each other through the journey, where you're like, yeah, today I feel like eating even meat. Look, I don't judge you. Like I've been a vegetarian all my life. I don't
Mm,
judge you. The compassion that I have for animals is what I have for you. So today, you've been
mm,
told all your life this is food, and if you eat it, it's fine. Just I would just say get inspired with love for yourself, and that should be the inspiration for the fruit diet. And the more freedom and choice that we give ourselves, the easier the path becomes. So yeah, and I think one energetically, it's that spiritually I felt very different, very very different when I left salt and I was like I only ate fruit. And even now, as I said, I think it doesn't make so much of a difference because I just don't feel like eating nuts much or even leaves much. I do eat, and I'm like 2%, like if you see by calories, not every day, but whenever I feel like, I give myself the freedom. And yeah, I mean, just my awareness has, I mean, I would say I'm a baby. I'm scratching the surface of, like, how aware human consciousness can be and our potentials. But like, I have been channeling things. I am just so energetically very aware of people's energy. I'm experiencing lots of synchronicities. I experience this heartfulness, this love inside myself. And I do a lot of practices, of course, that support, like singing, dancing, like just following my feelings, loving people, reprogramming my mind. So much, like my life is full a lot about like personal development. But I would say food is one thing that I've locked in, which really enhances everything else, because the body is not inflamed. There's so much communication in the body. The food is so simple that the energy doesn't go in digestion. So it's like the communication between the organs, they feel the love. When I talk to my body's like, yeah, I see the effort that you put in, in the cells. I see it. And it's just, I get this response from my body that it's happy with the care and the love and everything that I'm giving it. And it tells me I love fruit. It really tells me I love fruit. And then it's also happy with like me trying other things. And like, yeah, we do some taste things, but it's not never telling me, oh, go eat salt or anything. So yeah, it's a beautiful relationship that we develop with this this yeah.
I know. I totally relate, even though I'm
Oh, come
younger than you in
on.
this journey.
You must accept.
But after 2 months on fruit, my best friend was asking me how it's going and so on. And when I was talking about how I think I need a break because these cravings are taking over my mind, and I said, you know what, my body is so totally happy
Yes.
and at peace, but my mind, it's like going nuts, it's going crazy, like whatever happened to everything else that we were eating. And I realized that they were both out of alignment with each other, and I have to work
Wow.
with my mind a little bit by putting up a
Wow.
mirror of reflection and awareness, and be gentle and slowly help it to align
Wow.
with where the body is. So my body, I still say, is
Wow.
happiest on fruit, absolutely. And salt is a big, big discovery for me. I heard first from Dr. Robert Morse in 2020 to quit salt. And I even did it for periods of time when I went on all fruit after that. But I wasn't able to quit it because every time, like I had finished my challenge, I would be like craving salt. And he talks about how your adrenal glands have to be, not optimal for that to happen. People whose adrenal glands are weak crave salt a lot. And actually, excuse me, I used to be on
Yeah.
steroids for rheumatoid arthritis, and those really steroids whip the adrenal glands because they make the adrenal glands produce more adrenaline, because adrenaline suppresses the pain. So I knew that my adrenal glands were not in a good shape because of being on medications, very strong medications for rheumatoid arthritis. And I quit the medication in November 2020. It's a long
Wow.
story after a long, long journey of searching and failing, trying and failing
Amazing.
and so on. But yes, thank you. It has been years. And now I feel that the cravings have reduced, and that's why I've been able to be salt free for nearly 3 months now, and I plan to be forever. And it's, I think my adrenals must be healing now after, and it took 2 years, guys, you know, and that's because I was on medication. It may have been faster had I been on medication, but I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis 14 years ago, 15 years ago, and I didn't know any better. So I did what I did at the time. Now I'm trying to recover not only from the inflammatory effects of, it's an inflammatory arthritis, but also all the medications and chemicals that we ingest through food, through medication, what we inhale, all of that. So this detox journey is a long journey, but it's the only surest, purest, safest journey, because it's your own body that is healing you. You're just getting out of the way by giving it the easiest food to digest, as Kartika was mentioning. So, to move on from food, what inspired you to go barefoot? And what are
So I think it's like health is holistic, and it's like a calling from your soul. And it's like you take one step and then the other step comes in front of you. You know, the universe is just like bringing you to it. So when I moved, my friends basically were starting to live in the mountains, and they called me also. Like, I was living in Vietnam at that time, and they called me, okay, you must check out this like off the grid space that we are living in. And I was so blessed to like find these people doing this amazing thing. And I went there, and these guys, they were all living barefoot because it was just the most comfortable thing to do. Because if you wear your flip-flops in this like wet mountains in the forest where they were, you just can't live like that. So it was like a very natural thing that I did not even think I'm becoming a barefooter, I'm leaving shoes or whatever. No, I live here. This is the most comfortable thing to do. And I just did it. And now it's like my feet has become so strong that if I step on glass also, nothing happens because the calluses have developed. And I think that, like, if you guys haven't seen this documentary called it's on barefooting. I can probably like link it up later, but what was it called anyway? So basically, we pass on electrons from the the earth in our body, and it neutralizes the inflammation, the free radicals in our body, which is the response of body for any disease. So it is kind of being barefoot, like, really dissolves the inflammation in our body. And a lot of people, when they use barefoot mats and when they go barefoot, they see a huge change in their inflammation levels as well as pain levels. And of course, like, just go out and walk in nature, like 5 minutes, you start feeling different. You feel calm. So it's the spirit of Mother Earth. This is our natural habitat. You have more oxygen. You're connected with the source energy, whose children we are. We come out of Mother Earth. So and these trees are our brothers. So just like connecting with our mother, and it's like we can scientifically put it, or we can just like be like, yeah, I feel good, and that feeling good translates in health. Well, like,
wow, I'm so excited to try this out, for some time. Of course, I live on the 15th floor in an extremely polluted city called Gurgaon, but I do go barefoot in my house. That's my beginning. And then whenever I go for a walk, and whenever it's possible, I take off my shoes and I, walk there. And then if I'm sitting, I make sure that I'm sitting with my feet on the ground, bare feet on the ground. And I have also observed from time to time that it does take down the inflammation if I do it enough. So that's wonderful. Yes. Wow, I'd love to give that a try. And then I also want to ask the audience, in case you have any questions, you'll see a little question mark at the bottom of the screen. You can put in the question there, because if you write in the comments, I might miss it because they keep scrolling. So please put your questions in the question mark, and we can ask Kartika in a little while to answer your questions. So my next question is, why did you, decide to live at a farm be a permaculturist and grow your own food, and whether it's off grid or on grid, whatever it is. Tell us a little bit
Yes.
about what inspired you
So
to do that.
right now, as I said, I'm traveling, but I have a farm that I created and invested my energy with my partner for 2 years, and it's still growing. It's a permaculture farm, and I decided to do it from a very deep calling. I don't shy away from saying it. People might find it very strange, but I love Mother Earth. I really see it as like my mother, and there's a part of me that always inspires me to do everything that I can do for her. So that was like, that's why I just wanted to nurture the soil. And so I started my farm, and started the permaculture practice. And my partner was the brain, and I was kind of the energy, and like the management and everything. So he basically worked with all the he's a permaculturist, so he's the one who taught me to do it. And why another reason that I decided to do is because I wanted to feel secure about my food, where it comes from, the water. Just It's just so confusing in this world, that what I'm eating has what chemicals it has, and what consciousness we have arrived in, that we can't be sure of what we eat. And the water, if it's clean or not, because it's so important. It's always very important for me, what I put in my body. So that inspired me to be self-sustainable for my water needs and my food needs. And so I decided to have this off-the-grid farm, which is like, fresh air, and just away from all the pollution. So this is a great place to nurture the soil back, because this is also a place where people are doing all this chemical farming. And yeah, and it just like the idea to give Mother Earth gave me so much, because when I stayed in the space of no noise, no pollution, no internet, nothing, wow, I really changed a lot. Like my sleep cycles improved, so much healing of my body. And yeah, really feel very grateful for the experience that I have had. And then after going through this journey of 1.5, 2 years in planting more than 300 varieties of trees, I felt that I wanted to go out in the world and share what I had. So we've also gotten a place close by where we have internet, and now I feel like traveling. It's like energy keeps moving. We always have different callings. So that time I was grounded. I had to give that space, and now it's growing on its own, and we take care of it also from time to time, because permaculture doesn't require so much intervention. And now I'm traveling and sharing my workshops and work with people, and nurturing myself in a different way. Yeah.
Amazing. That's wonderful. And I really feel you when you talk
Yeah.
about loving Mother Earth. I feel the same. I feel she is mother. And in fact, I'm very excited to share with you and everybody else watching as well that we have just acquired a 40-acre piece of land near Goa
Wow.
in Maharashtra. And we are going to also make a community over there of vegans, fruitarians,
Wow.
raw vegans, whatever, like sustainable living. Hopefully some of us will be barefooting as well. And ecological living, native forests, wildlife protection, all of that. So in fact, if anyone is interested, I mean, we don't know right now, it's very early stages, but we are looking for someone who is a lawyer or really good with all of that, because we need to set down some policies and do some thinking. And we are looking at hiring architects, and we've already spoken to companies that are working in the ecological restoration space. And it's so exciting. It has been my dream for more than 10 years. The very first time that I went to look for land was more than 10 years ago, near Goa only. In fact, in Maharashtra, very close to the border of Goa. And at that time, I knew I wasn't ready. And even the people I was with, we had no clue. And we found it very overwhelming. And we've been searching. We've been part of a group of people who've been searching for the past 2 years. And finally, not only have we found, we have registered the land. It's in our name. So I'm so excited. All the work is going to begin now in the new year. And we've just been meeting, having a lot of Zoom calls. And this is also my way of expressing my love for Mother Earth, because I know when we, some of the trees that we plant, we probably won't be around, to the fruit of that, but we want to leave that for the generations to come and to inspire other people to know that it is possible to live that way. So please do send us blessings, because I know it's a big risk, but I'm going to take the risk, even if whether we fail or we succeed, I have to take this risk, because this has been a dream for such a long time, and the stars are aligned, and I have amazing, wonderful, heart open co-founders, and we are just so excited about taking this project forward. So that's something I wanted to share with you and with everybody, and I have a bunch of questions I need to ask you.
Blessings, all good energy.
So one of the questions is from somebody I know. He says diabetes patients can go with fruit. So let me answer that. Yes, they can. But it's better to do it with guidance so that you do it right. So you can be in touch with me. You can DM me if you want help with diabetes. And I also offer people a free 15-minute call in case anybody is interested. You just have to DM me and I'll send you the link. Ashish Jain has written, such an inspiring journey. How can it be made financially sustainable, if you don't mind sharing? Would you like to address that, Kartika?
So I think it's very easy to find cheap fruits all over in India especially, and you can just choose seasonal fruits. So wherever you live, you can find people who are growing these seasonal fruits, and you don't have to eat expensive fruits, and then it can be the cheapest thing to eat. So what do you think, Nandini, about it?
Yeah, I think seasonal fruits, like if you have a bunch of bananas and you have oranges right now, and some places you have grapes also available, and you have persimmons if you want to give yourself a treat once in a while, and then you don't have to cook, you don't have to use gas, electricity, all those
Oil.
utensils, your kitchen space, and you don't feel like you have more energy, you're more productive, you can do more work, you don't have to go to the doctor. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
And then
In the long run, it's not about counting your pennies, it's about seeing the wider picture of your health, your life, the totality of your
and then you
existence.
have so much energy that you can make more money because you save all the time, and just being sick is the space where you can't work from, you can't create good things, as Nandini is sharing, where food consciousness is bringing in another space in her life right now. And I really think that as we change inside with the cells, with the food that we put in, the outside transforms. You come in abundant consciousness. It's a I mean, I understand the material aspect.
Great.
Yeah.
I have another question. Thank you. Grateful Nette has asked how to begin a fruit-based diet slowly.
Well, you can just probably start eating your breakfast as fruits, and you can go with like raw vegan. After that, first of all, it depends where you're coming from. So if you're a non-vegetarian, move to probably veganism or vegetarianism. Then you can move into like a fruit breakfast, and just step by step, maybe you go into a raw veganism and then fruitarianism. But it's a journey. It's like I took 2 years or something to be fully grounded in it. So just be very patient and gentle, and as Nandini said, love yourself a lot, in the process.
I agree with whatever you have said 100%. Anybody who asks me where do I begin, I always say just start with your breakfast as completely fruit. And once you have done that for 2 or 3 weeks, let me know how it makes you feel. And I'll let you know what the next step is. But just do fruit for breakfast and you're off to a good start. Another question is from Anita Jaipuria, and she asks, I would love to give it a try, but don't want to lose weight.
It's a journey in which I think we have to prioritize more how our body feels than how it looks, because that's like putting pressure and like demanding from the body. I think we need to give the body what it needs, and then it comes into balance. And it's also a journey of letting go of how you look, because that is more for the outer world, and it's a journey of like coming to a space within yourself where you feel it doesn't matter for a little bit of time if I don't look so good, if I'm feeling good, and I'm going on a healing journey. So it's basically coming out of that mental space of being and living for others to really loving yourself and being comfortable in your body. And I think this is the journey that we have to go through if we entirely want to be healthy anyway. So this is my answer. It was very difficult for me to change the way I looked, because I was really attached to how I looked in a lot of ways. And it's just you identify with your body so much. But it was very liberating to be free of, doesn't matter how I look. And when you let go, suddenly you start looking the most beautiful of all the times in your life.
Very true. I have seen photographs of people who have gone on fruit, and I have been associated with the community where they are eating a lot of fruit, which is, one of my mentors, Gaurav Goel. I did a video with him as well. And I've seen myself and observed myself and other people, what they have said to me. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, again, it's like not self-praise, but actually your face changes. And I've seen it on other people as well. The face becomes, I don't know what it is. There is a certain beauty to it. It becomes softer, more glowing, the skin clearer. And actually, incredibly, I have to share this, my voice changed. I don't notice that as well. My voice changed. Like I could feel a difference in my voice. And one of my friends also remarked. And when I had a bit of cooked, I noticed the reverse, that my voice changed for, something happened. It was different. Like I could hear it differently. And the same thing with, I don't know if you saw my video, but on the 11th day of my fruit diet, I woke up and I could see better without my glasses. And I've been wearing glasses for 40 years. And I got my eyes checked and my number was half just on the 11th day of an all fruit diet. And the reverse happened after eating. I added some avocados in my diet. And as I mentioned, I ate some cooked veggies and stuff. Again, no grains, no lentils, because I don't really eat that. But my eyes became worse again and I'm back to my original number. So it has shown me the power of what's. So I am, taking this year, as you said, it took you 2 years to completely ground yourself. And I've also given myself the time that I need. Actually, I'm not even putting time on it. And I'm saying, okay, whether it takes 6 months, a year, whatever it takes, it's transition time. And slowly, I will become more and more grounded in this. Because as I said, my body feels best on fruit. I already know that. My mind has to now catch up with where my body wants me to be. And I'm very excited about this journey because there is so much self-discovery, so much looking at your own shadow, so much looking at your own cravings and, how the mind grips you. So much looking at, the ancestral journey and, sending love through the ancestral lines to what, where we have come, where we are as humanity right now. So I think this is a very, very profound journey. It is not something small that you just eat apples for breakfast. It's actually extremely profound to be able to do this. So that's my invitation to everybody, that take this on and take this on like a spiritual journey with that kind of intention. Let's go to the next question. Somebody wanted to know what's the 80-10-10 on a fruit diet.
So basically 80-10-10 means 80% carbs, 10% fats and 10% protein. And when you eat a fruit diet, you come automatically, if you're not eating too many avocados, you automatically, it's 80-10-10. And this is the proportion that we are meant to eat, because if you eat too much proteins, it's difficult for the body to digest, as well as if you have too much fat, it's not good. So this is 80-10-10. When you eat only fruit, you're 80-10-10, and you can also do it on a high raw vegan diet as well, which is just by measuring that you eat 80% carbs, 10% fats, and 10% proteins.
I think if you basically primarily eat fruit and maybe some amount of salad, if you want to be raw vegan and you're not ready to go all fruit, then primarily if you cut out the nuts and seeds or cut them down like to maybe once in a week or something, then you are naturally 80-10-10, because fruit has 80% carbohydrates and less than 10% protein and less than 10% fat. It's only when we eat nuts and seeds and raw that's actually a mistake I also made when I first did a raw vegan challenge, maybe 2 years, more than 2 years, 3 years ago. I made that mistake because I was hungry. I was filling up on fat, and that was a big mistake. What I actually needed to do was eat more fruit. So which I've learned to do now. So if I'm hungry, like today, I had a smoothie with 6 bananas, and there was a little bit of a leftover papaya. I just added that to the smoothie, and I added a couple of dates in it as well, because it's very cold here and I feel like I need the extra energy, and it makes me not feel so hungry. So I learned that I just need to increase the calories from fruit, because fruit has a lot of calories, meaning not the bad ones, the good ones, in terms of giving us energy. And right now we need energy just to be able to stay warm in North India. But even otherwise, it gives you calories for energy. Whereas salads are much lower in calories. So they don't actually give you calories for energy. And you need that energy when you're fully raw vegan. But you don't want that from fat, because when you get it from fat, then it messes with your insulin uptake. It makes you sluggish. Your liver has to work harder to digest the fat. As I mentioned, I got fogginess in front of my eyes when I had avocado. So it's very important to limit the fat if you're having raw vegan food, and increase the quantity of dense fruit like bananas, like mangoes, like persimmons, like chicus, like custard apples. That's where your energy will come from. And we eat as much as we want of any fruit, and it's good for everybody. But I would say on any kind of medication, or you're facing some symptoms that you don't know what they are, or you have been diagnosed with some kind of disease, then it's best to take the advice of a doctor, or or a health coach. Meaning a doctor, meaning a plant-based doctor or a raw vegan doctor. And I do know some people, in case you want, and also of a health coach, or someone who can guide you on this journey, who has done it for themselves. And there are so many people. And somebody asked what kind of books to read and movies to see and who to follow. And I would say, if you just follow me in my stories, I keep sharing. For example, even today, you will see, hey, you're meeting Kartika. And then I posted a video with Dr. Robert Morse, and he's one of my original teachers. And if you go to my YouTube, I'm interviewing all the people who are part of this movement, who are health coaches, who are doctors, and so on. I interviewed Dr. Rashmi Menon, who sits in Bombay, and she's been raw vegan for 8 years. And she's a doctor. So I'm constantly introducing you to people. In terms of books, are there any books that come to mind, Kartika, for people if they want to go Fruitarian, or natural living, and so on, or even any movies?
Sure, I have so many. 80-10-10 by Dr. Greg Graham, I think. And then Douglas Graham. Yeah. And then there is Mucusless Diet Healing System by Arnold Ehret, which is a great book as well. You can watch Fat Sick in the...
Yeah, it's written in the part of last century, because that's when he lived, not early 60s or something. And it's an amazing book. It's slightly old language and all that, but really easy to follow.
It's very, yes, very, yes. So it's quite thin and you can read it. And actually in Tamil Nadu, we have a system which is called naturopath, and there are doctors also following the same thing, which is raw veganism. So like if you sometimes feel that that, oh my god, what are we doing, that's kind of a space to know about all these practices that are already happening in India. And then if you ask me about a documentary, I think Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead is a very good documentary on juice fasting and raw food. So this is a good start for anyone who's looking for raw veganism.
Yeah, and I also want to share that I run something called the Natural Detox Inner Circle, which is a private group of people who have been working with me. Some of them have been with me for a couple of years, and the circle has been going for 6 years, for 6 months now. And I, keep sharing with them because there's more to be able to share, because we have our own WhatsApp group, a private group. We have our own Facebook group. So I keep sharing with them, and we meet once a week, every Thursday at 7 p.m. And sometimes I bring in people for private meetings with them as well, so they can ask their questions, because there are about 30-40 people in that group. So you can be part of that group. If you just go to my link in bio, you will get a 15-day free trial to be part of this group. And you can see more information on that link about the circle. So like that, even Kartika, why don't you speak about what you offer and how people could work with
Yes.
you if they wanted to work with you? So there's so many of us in this work. Join any one of us or all
Yes.
of us.
Yeah, I'm also part of Nandini's group, and then she's been doing great work. I would say I've always been so inspired with her energy and everything that she's doing for so long. So she's been helping people before, like I started helping people. So I always find inspiration in her, and like her, love to add me in her group and learn from her. So thank you, Nandini, for all that you do. And as per my project that I am doing, I help people also detox, heal their body, lose weight with my partner who coached me into raw veganism and fruitarian diet. And we have done multiple juice fasts, 108 days. He has done 100 days, 77, 60, and he helps people transform their body. And I'm the one who works a lot on the mental aspect of it. So we form a team together to coach people one-on-one. That is the main thing that we are doing now. So if you feel like that you want to come for a session, try it out, know what we are doing, then we offer one free call as well that you can find on my link in bio, which is www.expandlove.online/full-power. And yeah, you can book a free call with us, and then we can show you like the 21-day process that we start with, where you can start seeing the transformation, and then you can move into a full-fledged 3 months course and journey for changing your body and changing your mind as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. And those of you who are feeling like, oh, I'm not ready for being raw food and fruit, and it's cold and so on. So I would say, begin your journey by going plant-based, whole food plant-based. And I've actually written 2 cookbooks to help you with that journey of transformation. And again, if you go to my link in bio, and on the link tree, if you click that, you will see my 2 books, and you can just order them from Amazon. And, start with that journey. Once you start on that, you get into the practice of saying no to the things that are not good for your health. And as you keep walking this path, slowly the salt and the cooked food and all of that will slowly drop away. It'll be easier to go on a fruit breakfast if you have become whole food plant-based. It'll be easier to eat more salads because you will now be in this ecosystem, and there will be recipes available. There would be ideas that you'll come up with. You'll see it on, by following different raw vegans, and slowly you will start walking on this path. So even if you want to continue eating cooked for now, I invite you to check out my 2 books. And in fact, the videos of the books are also there. If you go to my reels, just flipping through the book to see what's inside, and you can check it out on Amazon and just start over there. But if you feel ready and called to start this journey of going more raw vegan and more towards fruit and quitting salt, please, this is amazing, and you will experience amazing transformation, not only in your health, but in your mental well-being and in your spirituality as well. So with that, is there anything that you would like to leave the audience with? Because we are already 5 minutes over our time. So any last thoughts? And if there are some questions that are unanswered, I apologize, but we'll try to answer them in the comments.
Yes. Well, I would say love is the guide to everything. So open your heart a little bit more every day. And food is a tool to be more and more in love with the planet, with our fellow animal beings and our fellow human beings. And this is the message that I share. Use food as a medium to be more and more in love with life and yourself and everyone. And I want to reiterate what Nandini says, you don't have to be raw vegan, you don't have to be fruitarian, just take that one step. And that is what we, coach and teach as well. Just take that one step, whatever feels, the next step for you. And you don't know what your potential is.
Yeah, it's like, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So that's what it is. And I'm sure most of the people have already taken many steps, and it's just a journey. So be kind to yourself. And there is no such thing as perfectionism. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect, and nobody is perfect. And just accept your imperfection and love yourself exactly the way you are. And the universe will guide you. Just surrender to Mother Earth, surrender to the universe, and she will surely guide you and take care of you if you just follow her guidance. And in this context, it means just listening to the body, just being kind to yourself and loving to yourself. And with that, I'd like to say bye-bye. Thank you, everybody who spent this time with us this evening. And it's because of you that we've been able to have this chat, to be able to share all this with you. And stay connected, and we'll see you soon. Lots of love. Thank you, Nandini. Thank you, everyone. And you have a good night or good day wherever you are. Bye-bye. All right. Bye-bye.